And as you explain it, you don't know that Officer Turnbow is to your, just to your left, which would be south.
Right.
And you don't remember him, and I know you explained this, but let me ask. His statement is that he told you he has a taser, and you responded okay. You don't remember, do you remember any of that?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do you remember looking at the backdrop?
I remember that the vehicle was there. His vehicle.
His vehicle?
There was nothing beyond where I was seeing.
Okay, so everything that you could see beyond him was not a human.
Correct.
Okay.
There were no vehicles, no people beyond.
Was your shot intentional?
Yes.
And why did you shoot?
Because I was in fear of my life. I thought he was going for a gun. He dropped his arm and he lunged inward.
And could you see that when his lunging inward broke the plane of a window?
Yes.
So his window was...
His window was down.
And you
the
knew
windows
that?
were down on the vehicle all the way around.
Okay, and you knew that prior to him getting to the window, or to the vehicle?
Yes, because I had been up there before to check for any persons in the vehicle. I didn't check it for weapons or anything like that. It was a quick, is there somebody in here? And then I turned my attention to find the owner, if I could.
When were you first cognizant that you had other officers with you?
After the man had went to the ground and there was blood coming from his side, I then took a breath and I looked to my left and there was Turnbow.
What actions did you take after that?
I looked back and I just continued to hold my position, and Turnbow said, "You need to put your gun away."
Speak up a little bit,
I'm
Betty.
sorry.
Because it's important that we get all this recorded.
I looked back at Turnbow, and then I looked back at the scene ahead of me. I still had my gun drawn, and Turnbow said, "Put your gun away." And so I put my gun away. He said, "We need to go back here to the back of the car." And so he led me to the back of the car,
Okay,
of my car.
as you are continuing to cover the person that's down, do you say anything that you remember?
I said, "I shot him."
Do you have any recollection of time from the time you make contact with this individual, walking down the street where you start giving commands? Do you know how long that was until the time you took a shot?
No.
You have no concept of how long you think you were there?
No. Maybe 2 minutes, a minute. I can only, I've seen the call screen, and I know the time on the call screen, but I don't know how long.
Okay. That's a good answer, that's fine.
I just, it was a very long time. It seemed forever.
As you are walking behind him, and I know you've seen it, with his hands up, what is going through, as you take action, what is going through your mind at that point?
What's going through my mind is, because I've seen him look back at me, look at the vehicle several times. He's looked at the vehicle several times like he's making a thought of what to do. So when we were back at that corner, he saw the police car, I assume, or heard the sirens. I was hearing the sirens at that point. And he looked like he was looking at a police car or the sirens in that direction. And then his pace picks up, and I thought, because he's looking at his vehicle, crap, he's going for a gun. He's going for a gun. I know he's going for something in the car. And so that's what I was thinking as he was going there. And then he gets to the window, and he's got his hands up. He looks at me.
At that point, let me stop you right there. At that point, when he's looking back at you, what are you thinking at that point?
He's trying to get my position so that he can reach for a gun and shoot me.
And at that point, you're still not cognizant of Officer Turnbow being with
No.
you. All right. So now you are at his left rear tail position of his vehicle. He's at the driver's side door. For ballistic cover, what is your thinking on that? Do you have any good ballistic cover at that point?
Oh.
And for you to get to ballistic cover, what would you have had to have done?
Go back to my vehicle and go onto the passenger side of my car to put me in the engine between him and me, and I would lose visual contact.
And that was something you were unwilling to do?
Correct. I didn't want to lose visual contact with him.
And as you're backing up with Officer Turnbow, and you get back to your police car, do you remember saying anything at all?
Yeah, I told Turnbow again, I shot him. He said, yes, I know you did. And if I'd had a gun, I would have shot him too. If I had my taser out.
Without knowing, and if you, at that point, do you know that Officer Turnbow tased him?
No.
Do you think there was an opportunity to use a taser? Do you have a taser? Are you equipped
I
with
do
a
have a
taser?
taser.
At the opportunity that you take your shot, would it have been feasible for someone to use less lethal at that point, in your mind?
No.
And why not?
Because there wasn't time to do less lethal. In my mind, he was going for a gun, and you don't tase someone that has a gun.